dedicated to eastern and southern Kentucky. This is WYMT Mountain News First at 4.
Good afternoon, I'm Steve Hensley. First at 4, police in Floyd County are looking for a suspect after an apparent physical altercation turned deadly. WYMT's RJ Johnson has the latest.
Officials with the Floyd County Sheriff's Office and Kentucky State Police were called to Highway 680 in the McDowell community of Floyd County for an altercation between two men. After an investigation, officials determined 41-year-old Michael Cawley and 53-year-old Patrick Shepard were involved in a physical altercation. Shepard was pronounced dead at the scene, and officers say Cawley left the scene before they arrived. Cawley is considered dangerous, and anyone with information is asked to call 911 or KSP. But for now, in Floyd County, RJ Johnson, WYMT Mountain News.
Cawley is described as 6 feet tall. He was last seen wearing a dark-colored jacket and dark-colored sweatpants with reflective athletic shoes. Police released the names of 2 people taken to the hospital after a deadly crash in Whitley County. Police say a Kia Sportage driven by Michael Stout of Indiana hit a moped driven by Darius Wade of Lexington. A 10-year-old was also on the moped. Stout and Wade were taken to the hospital. Police say the 10-year-old died due to injuries in the crash. Their name has not been released. We'll have more about what happened tonight at 6. We are continuing to follow a fraud investigation announced over the weekend. The FBI is investigating addiction recovery care for potential fraud. Investigators are looking for information from employees or patients at ARC between 2019 and now. They opened an online survey about the investigation. No charges have been brought against ARC at this time, and ARC officials say they are cooperating.
Wow, what a beautiful weekend across the area. We had temperatures in the low 80s with a little bit of rain on Saturday and then upper 80s yesterday, but the heat and humidity did make a return. Right now we're seeing temperatures in the upper 80s and low 90s. We're at 89 London, 90 in Hazard, 89 Jackson, 91 in Somerset, 93 in Louisville. Charleston's at 95, 88 in Clintwood. Wise is checking in with 84 degrees. But you factor in that heat index, heat indices right now are in the upper 90s towards Manchester, 97 Somerset, 93 in London as well as Williamsburg, 92 in Jonesville, 93 in Prestonsburg. So we take a look here at live pinpoint Doppler radar, and you're noticing we are seeing a clean sweep across the entire area. When you wake up in the morning, we'll see temperatures staying in the mid to upper 60s. Some places, though, will be in the low 70s. And matter of fact, here's a look at your forecast for when you wake up in the morning. There you go. Temperatures in the mid to upper 60s. I'll have your complete first alert forecast coming up in a few minutes. Steve.
All right, Eric, thank you. Search crews spent most of today looking for a southern Kentucky man who fell into the waters of Lake Cumberland and did not resurface. It happened in Pulaski County. WYMT's Phil Pendleton is there.
The incident happened Sunday when a family was out on a boat when one of them fell off of it into the water and did not come back up. It happened in the Woodson Bend area of the lake.
Around 5:30 yesterday afternoon, the call come in through 911 of possible drowning on Lake Cumberland.
Crews fanned out and worked until dark and resumed Monday morning. Sonar was used to discover the body of 53-year-old Sonny Ursham of Ferguson.
To make a recovery, it's so much closer to the family. They was here for an afternoon of fun yesterday on the lake and ended up tragedy.
This is the latest in what's already been a deadly summer on the lake. There's been at least 4 deadly incidents between Pulaski, Russell, and Wayne counties. Many of them have involved drownings.
You know, it brings closure for us also, and it's just tragic that, you know, this happens on our lake. Just wear your life jacket. Wear your life jacket.
Price says the family told them the Urson was in the process of putting his life jacket on when he fell in the water. In Pulaski County, Phil Pendleton, WYMT Mountain News.
Officials say Ursum's body will be sent to Frankfort for an autopsy. Shaping Our Appalachian Region, or SOAR, received implementation funding for a plan it created for regional economic development. The Eastern Kentucky Runway Recompete Plan requested $50 million in funding to fight against the declining coal industry in the region. Earlier today, the United States Economic Development Administration announced SOAR's plan was one of 6 to receive funding. The plan will receive approximately $40 million. SOAR Executive Director Colby Hall released a statement to us saying, quote, "What a great day for all of Eastern Kentucky. SOAR is incredibly excited to be selected for funding under EDA's Recompete pilot program. It wouldn't have been possible without the support of SOAR's co-principal officers, Congressman Hal Rogers and Governor Andy Beshear, Kentucky State Senate President Robert Stivers, and Jane Brady Knight from Kraft Philanthropy," end quote. FEMA has set up a mobile disaster recovery center in response to recent storms. WYMT's Austin Hicks is in Corbin with a look at how people can get help.
After people in Eastern Kentucky faced severe weather throughout last week, officials with FEMA have set up a disaster recovery center here in Corbin. Here off US 25 East, a crew of FEMA employees are helping people in Corbin apply for FEMA services. Those services include home disaster loans and economic injury disaster loans, among other services. Trying to figure out what FEMA programs that you qualify for can be difficult. The FEMA employees are here to help people navigate the FEMA application process.
People who are applying with FEMA for assistance. It's their opportunity to get face-to-face help, either applying or updating their application or just getting any questions answered.
People do not need to sign up before coming down to the center. It'll be open every day until Sunday and close at 7 p.m. every day. In Corbin, Austin Hicks, WYMT Mountain News.
Of course, this is for storms that happened earlier in the year and prompted a federal disaster declaration. We are told after this week the center will move to Clay County to serve people in that area. Coming up on First at 4, the Kentucky Agriculture Commissioner makes a stop in Eastern Kentucky. We'll hear about an initiative he is starting.
Temperatures today were in the upper 80s and low 90s. There is a little bit of a break from the heat, and I'll tell you when in the First Alert forecast in a few minutes. Stay with us.